Lively may think they have the upper hand, sources say she has no idea what's coming regarding her battle with Justin Baldoni.
All right, so you know who Blake Lively is, right? Most people know her. Yeah, see, the people who are booing, they know.
Blake and Ryan will wind up fighting a real dragon. That over the last 30 days, she has lost 397,000 subscribers. And Blake Lively's PR team wants us to know that everything that's happening right now is hurting Blake's feeling.
I mean, that's not authorship, that's not autonomy, that's control, that's selfishness, that's entitlement. This woman is a monster.
A once promising partnership between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has deteriorated into a fierce legal conflict. The two collaborated as co-leads in the film It Ends With Us, a romantic drama that became a box office success in 2024. But whatever camaraderie existed off camera quickly disappeared. By late that year, Lively brought forth dramatic legal accusations against Baldoni, alleging sexual harassment and a deliberate effort to wreck her reputation. Baldoni, a producer-director recognized for advocating progressive gender views, firmly refuted these claims and filed counter-lawsuits, insisting Lively's allegations were part of a smear campaign meant to distract from her own problematic image. What began as on-set friction has morphed into a multifaceted battle in the courts and the media, polarizing the public and tarnishing both stars' Hollywood reputations. Even before the lawsuits, whispers of tension surrounded Lively and Baldoni during filming and promotion. Observers noticed they remained distant in public appearances. Neither followed the other on social media, and they displayed a noticeable chill during press tours. Industry gossip suggested that Lively felt disrespected by Baldoni on set. He allegedly commented on her weight before a scene that involved lifting, citing a history of back pain, and let a kissing scene go on for an uncomfortable length of time. These incidents reportedly left Lively feeling body-shamed and uneasy.
I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, and creating the character.
Baldoni's representatives have minimized such stories, and some crew members hinted that certain cast members might have amplified small frictions for the sake of publicity. Yet the rumor mill grew loud enough that Baldoni took steps. In August 2024, he quietly retained a crisis PR strategist, famous for aiding Johnny Depp's defamation victory, to preempt any fallout. This move, months prior to any official lawsuit, shows Baldoni was anticipating trouble and preparing for battle. As the conflict with Baldoni escalated, attention also returned to Lively's past controversies. Chief among them was her 2012 wedding to Ryan Reynolds at Boone Hall Plantation, a former slave plantation in South Carolina. Critics labeled the lavish event, held on historically oppressive grounds, as strikingly insensitive. Years later, Lively and Reynolds expressed regret. Reynolds described the plantation wedding as a giant mistake, and they held a smaller, more private ceremony at home. They also made substantial donations to racial justice organizations. Nonetheless, the so-called plantation wedding continues to weigh on Lively's public persona. Recent reports referencing Lively's legal skirmish with Baldoni brought the issue back into the spotlight, linking it to her broader reputation. For Baldoni's supporters, it added fuel to questions about Lively's judgment and sensitivity, feeding an undercurrent of anti-Blake sentiment amid the dispute.
And we just know objectively that is not true, okay? We know objectively that is not true because both Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, despite this contentious fight, have agreed on the fact that Taylor Swift was involved in this film, okay? They just have agreed on that without knowing that this fight was coming, when everything was all good in the hood.
During that same period, Lively faced fresh backlash for what some regarded as an insensitive marketing push for It Ends With Us. In August 2024, as the movie's premiere approached, Lively embraced her bubbly, outgoing brand, promoting her personal hair care line during the film's press tour and urging fans to show up in florals, a gimmick reminiscent of the Barbie film craze. The issue was that It Ends With Us addresses domestic violence, a heavy theme contrasting sharply with Lively's lighthearted self-promotion. She notably avoided openly discussing the movie's abuse storyline, instead highlighting themed cocktails. One, named Rile You Wait after Baldoni's character, who in the film throws her character down the stairs. The criticism was swift and severe, with many accusing Lively of trivializing a serious subject. She later responded by posting a sobering domestic violence statistic on social media, but the damage had been done. The incident harmed Lively's standing with some viewers and foreshadowed the reputational fight that would follow.
You know, someone asked me recently why this particular case has seized the world. It was just a perfect act of evil.
Baldoni's camp later argued the outcry was natural and well-deserved, whereas Lively's team implied Baldoni had orchestrated a digital army to amplify the outrage. In December 2024, the mounting tensions came to a head in a full-scale legal confrontation. Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni that immediately sent shockwaves through Hollywood. In her filing with the California Civil Rights Department, she outlined several serious claims. Inappropriate behavior. Baldoni allegedly engaged in remarks and actions on set that made Lively uncomfortable and crossed professional lines. Rumors that he criticized her weight and drew out a kissing scene are cited as examples, though Baldoni's representatives reject these accounts. Lively claims his conduct caused her distress, fear, trauma, and acute anxiety during production. Hostile work environment. The complaint depicts the "it ends with us" set as a toxic workplace for Lively. It asserts that Baldoni's actions fostered a hostile work setting in violation of her rights. An amended complaint mentions that other women on the crew shared similar discomfort and that Baldoni was informed of these concerns. Lively's attorneys say multiple women are prepared to testify about a pattern of behavior, smear campaign, and retaliation. The most startling accusation is that Baldoni orchestrated a targeted assault on Lively's character after filming. The lawsuit states that Baldoni's publicity team assembled a digital force to circulate negative rumors and ignite online criticism aimed at weakening her credibility. Lively accuses Baldoni of launching this campaign out of anger over her, complaints, and professional rivalry, which escalated when she refused to embrace a sanitized narrative.
For the last 30 days, she has lost 397,000 subscribers, okay? That is not a small amount. If you similarly go over to Ryan Reynolds, he's lost almost the same amount, 1,000 more than her, 398,000 subscribers.
Lively's lawsuit presented an existential threat to Baldoni's career, essentially depicting him as someone who publicly champions feminism but privately exerts abusive power to silence and ruin a female colleague. Coming so soon after the Amo film's successful theatrical run, her legal action stunned audiences and industry insiders alike, and it thrust Baldoni into a defensive position in the public eye before he could formally respond. He did respond, however, and with equal vigor. Justin Baldoni vigorously denied any misconduct. He labeled Lively's allegations baseless, calling them outrageous and not backed by evidence. Through his legal counsel, he asserted he never harassed Lively or anyone else on set, and that their supposed disagreements were exaggerated or misunderstood. Baldoni points to interviews where he praised Lively's talent, humor, and intelligence, emphasizing how she improved the production, a stance that he contends contradicts the idea that he was secretly antagonizing her. More significantly, Baldoni insists he possesses concrete proof countering Lively's version of events. In the weeks following the lawsuit, his legal team adopted an aggressive stance, revealing what they say are emails, text conversations, and on-set documents illustrating that Lively's accusations are false or severely distorted. Some evidence was dramatic enough that Baldoni took the rare step of creating a public website in February 2025 to share legal documents and present his account directly. Baldoni's attorneys suggest that Lively's lawsuit is a desperate public relations move to salvage her image after she attracted negative attention during the film's marketing phase.
And Brian Friedman knows how to fight back against a bully. Trust me. And he started telling everybody Justin Baldoni's side. He told us that Justin Baldoni denied those claims of sexual harassment and only tried to appease Blake Lively because she was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat. He had to bend over backwards just to get her to shut up and complete the film.
According to Baldoni, it was Lively's own missteps and ill-considered promotions that harmed her reputation, and now she's pinning blame on him. In a forceful countersuit, Baldoni not only refuted the harassment claims, but also inverted the narrative accusing Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, of defamation and sabotage. In early January 2025, he alleged that Lively and Reynolds, described as powerful Hollywood insiders, used their influence to damage Baldoni's image and livelihood. The lawsuit charges that Reynolds subjected Baldoni to aggressive admonitions over creative disagreements and implies the couple fed biased accounts to the press, casting Baldoni as the villain. Baldoni also filed a massive libel suit against a major newspaper that published an expose seemingly supporting Lively's accusation of a coordinated smear campaign. That article cited private messages hinting Baldoni's team orchestrated a targeted social media blitz against Lively. Baldoni rejects the publication's claims as reliance on forged or manipulated communications provided by Lively's allies. The newspaper, meanwhile, stands by its reporting and has pledged a strong defense.
And in her complaint, the thing she's bitching about is that this terrible PR campaign that was opened up against her hurt sales of her liquor brand and her hair care products.
That's insane and that's crazy. And this is a reason why I think in the future people are just not going to work with her, because it's starting to add up. People are realizing that this is a pathology.
Amid this storm of legal filings, Baldoni's previously wholesome public image has suffered. The 39-year-old actor and director has long fashioned himself as a staunch supporter of women's empowerment and charitable causes. In December 2024, a nonprofit honored him with an award celebrating male advocates for women. But within days of Lively's lawsuit becoming public, the group rescinded it due to the serious nature of her accusations. Baldoni was reportedly blindsided by the move, while his fans criticized it as a rush to judgment. His team maintains it is only a temporary setback, noting that accusations alone shouldn't nullify years of activism. Still, Baldoni doubled down on preserving his reputation. His attorney, Brian Friedman, blasted Lively's legal claims as a baseless fishing expedition, accusing her side of searching for evidence to support what he says are provably false statements. Baldoni's position is unwavering. He refuses to be another Hollywood casualty of unfounded allegations, and will fight both in the legal system and in the court of public opinion.
And Brian Friedman knows how to fight back against a bully. Trust me. And he started telling everybody Justin Baldoni's side. He told us that Justin Baldoni denied those claims of sexual harassment and only tried to appease Blake Lively because she was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat. He had to bend over backwards just to get her to shut up and complete the film.
Lively's initial lawsuit opened the floodgates of litigation. What began as one high-profile lawsuit has expanded into a tangle of legal motions, including a separate defamation complaint from a crisis PR expert mentioned in Lively's filing as the leader of the online smear campaign. This individual is now suing Lively, asserting she had no basis for her allegations. This bold maneuver has put Lively, previously casting herself as a victim championing truth, in the hot seat as a defendant facing accusations of making false claims. Her attorneys argue it's blatant retaliation, meant to scare her into backing off. The message is clear. Baldoni and his circle are ready to counterattack at every turn. The dispute has become intensely personal. Lively's lawyers are demanding broad access to Baldoni's communications, including his phone records, to strengthen their case, arguing that if Baldoni's team did coordinate a defamation effort, the proof lies in these texts and call logs. Baldoni's legal counsel deems the request excessive, noting that Lively is seeking 2.5 years' worth of every call, text, and data record, regardless of relevance. He views it as evidence that Lively has little solid proof and is hoping to find something incriminating through discovery. A shoot first, search for proof later tactic. Lively's side contends these records are vital to revealing how far Baldoni's alleged retaliation extended, hinting that these messages might show him discussing complaints about his on-set behavior or strategizing about negative coverage of Lively.
Thought or knew that the allegations that were being made against Justin Baldoni are true. Brian Friedman needs to get this girl on the stand yesterday. I am telling you, he needs to depose Taylor Swift because she knows something. What it signals to me is that she maybe knew that Blake and Ryan were orchestrating a plan.
I can tell you this, anyone that can provide evidence in this case is going to be deposed.
That's Taylor Swift.
She was there for that meeting.
Okay, well, I'm a lawyer. I know what that means.
Meanwhile, others have been drawn into the turmoil. Colleen Hoover, who wrote the original It Ends With Us novel, has largely distanced herself from the conflict. Initially, Hoover was thrilled with Lively and Baldoni's casting, praising them both as perfect for their roles. However, as the feud worsened, observers noted she scrubbed her social media of references to both stars. By early 2025, Hoover no longer mentioned them or the film's promotional efforts, implicitly suggesting she won't publicly side with either party. Studio executives and financiers, for their part, are watching the situation intently. Despite the movie's substantial worldwide earnings, any talk of a sequel remains overshadowed by the star's ongoing feud. Rather than celebrating a major success, all involved find themselves mired in a sprawling legal brawl that could persist for years. An initial trial date is reportedly set for March 2026, meaning the conflict will likely weigh on both actors' careers for the foreseeable future.
This woman is the most tone-deaf and ridiculous. I can't even.
Most of us, especially in Republican politics or the news, this is called Tuesday for us. It's like, grow up. You're in the public eye. You've got probably hundreds of millions thanks to your husband. Just shut up. No one cares that you got a couple of bad articles about you in the Daily Mail.
Public opinion regarding the Lively versus Baldoni standoff is deeply polarized. Fans, colleagues, and media personalities have inserted themselves into the debate, creating online camps for Team Blake or Team Justin. Conversations around which side to trust can be heated. Lively supporters argue that confronting a co-star or director within an industry infamous for silencing women requires bravery. They point to the detailed nature of her complaint and the fact that she pursued it through a civil rights agency, risking her career if her allegations were fabricated.
So you have something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which
except
one?
it's just-
Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
And tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed
that's
it.
his suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot.
They also contend that while Lively has had controversies in the past, none rose to this magnitude. Baldoni's allies, however, maintain his innocence. They emphasize that he is a married father of two who has consistently championed women's rights, having authored a book on positive masculinity and produced content stressing empathy. They see Lively's charges as incompatible with Baldoni's long-standing advocacy and question their timing, coinciding with her own tarnished publicity. Baldoni's followers believe Lively is using the cultural moment to shield herself by attacking him first. Media coverage has swung back and forth. Some outlets initially framed Lively as a whistleblower confronting a powerful male filmmaker, but as Baldoni's strategic response gained traction and more people found themselves sued, the tone became more guarded. Observers began drawing parallels to the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case, with Baldoni entering the fray armed with robust PR support, while Lively went public about a smear campaign.
She has made herself into the new Amber Heard, and he is the new Johnny Depp. And now he's going full Johnny Depp on her to show that she was the bully, she was the one harassing him, and this guy who had, comparatively very little power was forced now to come out and tell the truth about Blake Lively.
Paparazzi frequently track both stars, looking for signs of how they're handling the stress. Baldoni was once photographed smiling during a surfing outing in Hawaii, which his fans took as evidence of a clear conscience, while Lively's backers dismissed it as a trivial photo stunt. Lively, meanwhile, largely vanished from public view after filing her suit, appearing only in controlled settings where she avoided Baldoni-related questions. Both understand that every public moment is closely examined. Undoubtedly, both stars' careers have suffered. Baldoni has stepped away from multiple events, including a charity function, to concentrate on salvaging his reputation. Lively has endured unflattering media reports and steep legal expenses on several fronts. Insiders say the dispute is so toxic that other celebrities are wary of associating with either side. The saga has ignited broader discussions about PR tactics in Hollywood, with each camp accusing the other of dishonest spin. A judge even cautioned both sides to refrain from media battles after heated exchanges attracted attention. For now, the clash between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni appears far from resolution. Litigation proceeds across multiple courts, with both sides escalating and revising their claims. Lively remains resolute that she will not be intimidated or dissuaded from seeking justice for herself and other women who she believes were affected. Baldoni remains equally determined to prove his innocence and hold those responsible for what he labels wrongful allegations to account. With a trial date on the horizon and the likelihood of more evidence surfacing as each side pores over the other's records, this saga has all the makings of a high-stakes Hollywood blockbuster. only with real reputations and livelihoods in jeopardy. Whether Baldoni is ultimately viewed as an unjustly maligned man fighting to clear his name, or lively as a wronged woman bravely pursuing the truth, remains for the courts to determine. In the meantime, the public is influenced by every new leak, media statement, and strategic revelation in this high-profile standoff. Their feud has become a cautionary tale about power, public perception, and accountability in Hollywood. And like any compelling drama, the world continues to watch and speculate, uncertain of how the final act will unfold. All right, show's over. Hungry for more twists? You know where to find us. Keep that popcorn hot. We'll handle the drama. Want to catch the next showdown in real time? Hit subscribe and buckle up.